and started.
So, last of adventures, you had managed to, well, you woke up and spent a couple of days shopping, while the guild had, uh, all the guild members here had continued their reconnaissance at the very least to make sure that, at least, to be more aware of any sort of dangers ahead.
Mm.
Uh, Spent the respective 3 days doing what have you, teleporting between several countries, different regions,
Mm.
tinkering and all that good things. I think good. Hmm.
Yeah. And then they'll like keep on bugging him, be like, "Are you done analyzing ingredients yet? No. Are you done analyzing ingredients yet? No." It's like, come on.
Yeah, essentially.
And then if you're bugging them, like, are you done analyzing the cocoon yet? No. Are you done analyzing the cocoon yet? No.
Yeah.
And
Don't
then
feel
and then
bad
you
for
just and then there's just Jonas who's just trying to get his stuff he needs. This is basically be his first time traveling that isn't work related.
Eh,
Well, at least not work that he's used to in a way. Like he's usually just trying to sell off his potions, to help produce produce profit for his guild. Whereas now he's just trying to like buy products so that he can ensure his safety and well-being as he goes on a quest that he never been on his entire life. Well, at least on this grand scale.
yeah.
and upon which you decide to, afterwards, you're informed that the way is, or that they finished their recon and gave you a path that would lead directly to that kraken. To do with how you will. You lure them in out as bait, or lure them out with yourselves as bait, attacking them head on, or something else entirely. We will see. So, you all prepared and picked up your respective items to be able to traverse through the water and not be hindered by the sub-zero temperatures uh, of the right, bleh, not right, what the fuck, of the Erytherian tundra. Say it's uh, somewhat disconcerting with how quiet it is well, for some of you, it's all too common, and for one of you, no, I want to go home.
Hmm.
What?
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 That's, that's what I'm asking.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I guess I'll have to repeat that. Yeah, party with the week, or not week, but 3 days, shopping, researching, crafting, talking. Uh, then then after the 3 days were up, you were informed that a route was found that would lead you to the last known location, which might very well start, or or very well lead to the, well, the Kraken that appears to have the artifact inside of them.
Yeah. So, I believe the plan was if they could set up, essentially chains and hooks to where we can essentially get in there, hook it, and drag it out onto land and be more fighting it on our playing field.
Hmm.
I think was the plan because like if we can at least get like what 3 or 4 hooks in the thing, and a party, essentially a group up there, freaking dragging the thing out as soon as it's all 4 are hooked. You got at least a good force in there. We'd be able to drag it out without it being an issue. Especially if we use chain and not rope.
So, yeah, it is. So, I mean, first you'll have to find them. Yeah.
Yes.
I need whoever's leading, the leader, if you would, to roll for me a survival check.
I got this. I got a +10. I might as well use it.
You're
Oh,
rolling
15.
15. All right.
Yeah, but that's a solid third.
If not for the equipment your party has, uh, you know, gathered, you probably wouldn't be, well, as deep in this state. Granted, the bottom of the lake is all too well. It kind of reminds some of you of a desert wasteland, where some of you, whereas to others it may remind you of a beach or other such thing. Point is, lots of sand at the bottom of this lake. As a group does find themselves swimming for about a good couple, I'd say, yeah, 2.5 hours at most.
Yeah. 2.5 hours of just pure swimming. Damn.
Yeah, I mean, unless you wish to use an anchor to drop down.
Well, if the chain and
Oh, that'd be best.
yeah, I was about to say, like, if each of us are carrying like a chain and hook, it'd be working as a partial anchor, not a full one, but
Okay.
enough, like, because we're each dragging one, so at least like we each got a chance to hook it, or hand it over to someone who has a better chance of hooking it.
Yeah.
It'd be advantageous of us.
All right. Well then, let's see here. Okay. Then I guess in that case, instead of swimming down, you basically orbital drop shock trooper, or I guess in this case, or surface drop shock trooper the way all the way to the bottom. Takes you a good hour and 5 minutes before you see landfall. And yeah,
That's for my own self and for you, so you are aware what's in there.
understood. I will say, if you were to use Mandrake's Smile, it would deal force damage instead of bludgeoning.
Nice.
So let's see here. Party members.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you have reached the bottom. I believe amongst you, only Vera does not have dark vision innately. I think. I might be wrong, but I believe that is the case.
Oh, but I do have a sun rod, which doesn't say it doesn't work underwater. So
It should work underwater. Okay.
So, all right, now to begin finding where this thing is.
Yeah, sorry, I was just trying to find the some underwater ambiance.
Hold on.
Just put on the Mario 64 music. Do
Uh,
do 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 do
I was
do
about
do
to say,
do.
if you want some proper ambience for what this feels like, Donkey Kong Country.
Oh yeah, the I forget the thing. It was
I
like
found it,
Yeah.
I think.
ooh, there's Bioshock music.
No. There we go. By cryo chamber. As you find yourselves at the very bottom, there's not much to see here. Some plants, sort of nearby, some rocks, some sand. You have been given the map, sort of crystal that should be able to withstand the pressures of this lake. And you eventually, with Norlai taking point as leader, move forward or move towards the location. It's quiet, and for some of you, it's a all too familiar quiet. For some of you, an uneasy silence, as there doesn't appear to be any sign of life at all. Perhaps it was due to the the Grot's cultists' appearance, disrupting the local wildlife, or scaring out the local wildlife. Perhaps it was maybe the introduction of something, or maybe all the noise of coming from you guys up on the surface. You don't know for certain. One thing's for certain is that traversing through is certainly very, well, quiet.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Just keeping our eyes open for this thing. They'll be aware, and I mean, we're gonna try to be as stealthy as possible, but I don't know how stealthy you can be in water.
Like, do we need to
I
make
forget-
like
I
stealth checks underwater?
I forget, is it seeing an animal? Or something else?
Sorry, repeat that.
Is it seeing an animal or something else? I forget.
You don't see an animal.
Yeah.
No, the thing that we're seeking down here.
Oh, yeah. It is, kind of. It's a kraken. Megafauna. Very, very top of
Is
the
it-
food chain.
Is it affected by speak with animals abilities?
We'll find out.
You'll find out, yeah.
Krakens are not something like normal adventurers like us encounter on an everyday basis, so...
Yeah, they do often have priests with them. Though, of course, that's, not all kraken. Hashtag not all krakens have cultists and priests.
Yeah.
Not my crack.
Alright, so... Alright, so I'll do... As it seems like we're getting closer to where the men started disappearing, we'll essentially try to be stealthy as possible.
As you make your way there, you see a gaping hole in the bottom of this
question.
lake. Yep.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
Well, do my armor or shield interfere with my swimming abilities?
Your what abilities?
Swimming abilities. But, if
A
you...
little bit.
Yeah, but it's one of those things of, like, if you have the Cloak of Mentoring, I think that overrides that kind of stuff, because it straight up gives you a speed of swim speed of 60 feet.
I mean, you're still wearing plates. I would say, it would still be somewhat, it would slow you down a bit, but not to an insane amount. Yeah, you still get to 60 feet. It's just clunky, probably uncomfortable.
No.
Goes everywhere.
And do I need to put my shield away to swim, or does the cloak take care of that?
You would have to put your shield away to swim. The cloak is it's a wonderful tool, but it's not a miracle worker.
Yeah, it's one of those things like you have to put the shield on your back.
Hydrodynamics. So.
Yeah, I have to
And
do
I'm
the
just-
same.
And I'm guessing Wrath doesn't function underwater.
Oh no, it would function just fine.
It's a magical firearm, so
Yeah.
if it's a normal one, yeah, you'd be shit out of luck.
Yeah, because they'd usually be muskets, and yeah, they don't fire unless they're
Yeah.
using.
But besides, we're planning on hooking these thing and dragging it out of water anyway, so hopefully.
Hopefully, yes. There is a hope.
No, there's a hope, and when there's a will, there's a way.
Okay, so if we're
There's
at
a whip. There's a way.
okay, so if we're at the entrance of where the men started to disappear, or close to it, stealth check to see if we can get in there without being spotted.
Okay,
Does anyone have?
Hold on.
Does anyone have Pass Without Trace?
And that is a good question.
Wait, what did Momo say? Press what?
Pass without trace. It is a spell.
Or
Oh.
mostly druids and rangers, if I recall.
Yeah.
A cleric subclass. If
I
not,
don't know if bards can learn that spell.
Let's find out, because
learn it, but whether or not you have it prepared is a different story.
yeah, because
But
okay, so yeah, that's druids and rangers specifically for pass without trace.
And specific clerics. But
Yeah, specific clerics and yeah, it's a good spell, but it is very particular. Anyways, I guess we're stealth and don't play, or advantage because we got darkness unless this thing has, really good sight. Anyways,
So, first and foremost, I need to know how exactly are you going to be sneaking down a deep dark hole in the bottom of a lake?
Wearing heavy metal armor with a glowing stick.
okay, you can't exactly stealth because you don't have goggles of night. You just have that.
No, it never occurred to me that we would be in a situation where it was this dark. I should have gone Bill Bob on the surface.
Okay, so you can be distraction because you can let people that actually have natural dark vision stay close to the walls and hopefully not get spotted. While you can be
Oh, I can absolutely be a distraction.
yeah. So
In the immortal words of the nostalgia critic, I'm a distraction.
okay, so we're gonna try to stay close to the walls, trying to spot where this thing may be laying. So stealth and then perception check as soon as we start sneaking our way in. And then, of course, what I was gonna say back to act as a central distraction slash maybe lure. Because, orb light in pitch darkness.
Alright then. In that case, Jonas and Norlai, how are the two of you going to be trying, stealthing? Just to confirm.
Like I said, I want to stay close to the walls, so at the very least, if maybe blend in like that, because I don't want to go out in the middle of the freaking essentially what the depths of this cave is. Yeah.
Full with the wall. Okay, understandable. And Dragon?
well, I'd probably be doing something similar since I'm trying to mask my. It's the best thing to do with mask your presence just to hug the wall side and just try to see if my cloak of the manta ray will help blend in with the coloring of the rocks.
Yeah, that's all you can do. It's just it's hug the walls and maybe instead of swimming, you're essentially wall grass grabbing the wall and moving carefully like that. Because
It's just
all right, so stealth.
Make for me. Yep, stealth checks. Except for Vera.
Yeah.
Vera can do much.
23.
I'm just gonna make one for giggles just to see.
Yeah.
You just gotta leave the sun rod in the middle and just back away a couple of
What
feet.
the heck? I mean, it was that 7.
Yeah.
The other side there. So.
Yeah, I would have gotten an 8. That would have been bad.
Yeah.
No, 7. Sorry.
7.
Yeah.
I rolled an 8.
Yeah. All right.
you think for a while. Falling down with an anchor, it was quick, it was efficient, it was effective, it was, peaceful. Here, you have to worry about making sure that your cooks don't get stuck on any debris, or that you don't particularly, how do I put it?
Pick up too
Have
much
to
dirt.
pick up too much dirt, or don't pick up too much speed in the case of Vera.
Yeah.
So what is it? Is this fit like an actual formation or is it constructed?
Make for me a nature check.
Yeah. While you do that, I'm gonna make a perception check to see if I can spot anything.
All right.
And I was thinking I'm gonna make a nature checks just to see if I could like notice like any differences in the other
Line
one.
7.
Okay. All right.
17.
All right. Let's go over Norlai first. Norlai, as you are, with your allies clambering down this pit, you don't see much of anything. You do see as you get deeper, there are more holes alongside this chasm. None of which yet are the ones that is the one that you're looking for. It's way deeper down. Vera and Jonas. Well, first Jonas. You do notice the deeper you go, there appears to be some forms of life. You see, although it's through the lens of your dark vision, with it causing it to be very black and white and gray. You do see there appears to be little anemone or anemones, or yeah, basically anemones. Some of them in various different shapes and forms. One appears to have a very, at first glance, appears to have a very crystalline shape, almost like ice. But as you sort of pass by it, you notice that those were in fact like sort of fins, or I guess the equivalent of foliage that grows alongside it in a sort of symbiotic fashion, or maybe parasitic. You're not sure.
Hmm.
There's also occasionally a fish that you see hiding away from you because bright light, owie. Uh, but yeah, I mean, certainly different compared to the surface. In fact, you probably theorize that most of these fish probably go to the surface at night.
Hmm.
Well,
Very interesting.
yeah, for hunting and shit like that. But yeah,
So if we gotta head further down toward this
here,
thing, yeah, sorry.
the answer is a bit of both. As you do see some holes here and there, some of them which do appear to have some occupancy in the form of some underwater creatures that are avoiding you actively. Some of them appear to be, naturally made, by natural weathering and all of that. Some of them appear to be made by sort of, some simple fish that are able to sort of burrow and nest inside the walls, so to speak, making it a bit porous. And then you just see big, just gnashing tears in the wall, and just deep penetrations, as if conjured by some sort of horn or creature, which one could probably assume is the kraken that you're looking for. It's a bit of everything. Most of it, though, is probably kraken based. But yeah, eventually You continue to swim down, and you eventually meet the point. About, see here. So, about a good, let's see here, a good 80 leagues into the sea, into this lake. From the bottom of the lake to down this hole. You eventually see you eventually stop and find the location. It appears to be actually, in this case, fortunately, a naturally occurring cave in this area. Inside, you see what appears to be some plant life, as well as, yeah, that appears to be somewhat bioluminescent. Somewhat, it's not particularly bright, but enough to attract small prey. As well as what appears to be some small crustaceans, like little shrimp and crabs. They appear to have almost praying mantis-like claws.
Hmm.
So, what do you do?
Um, I mean, whatever one looks like the best one, where like looks like the Kraken went. What, like, out of the possible option of holes that I could possibly fit.
Actually,
That probably would have been checked with my perception check earlier.
yeah. I will say this. From what you've been told, because it is a cephalopodic kraken, it can sort of like, octopus and squid and octopi fit through small gaps that other creatures its size otherwise wouldn't.
Yeah, great.
It's one of
Like
those
cats.
situations. Yeah, or cats.
Fine.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's one of those creatures.
Okay. So, if it has suction pods like any like creature like it, right? That, like you said, is like
Yeah, like a octopus or squid.
yeah. So looking for anything that looks like that, like suction cups latched onto it at any point.
Okay. Make for me a survival check.
It's a good thing I'm good with that.
As she's looking around, what are the two of you doing?
21.
Um, I guess since I'm in the bottom of the o- ocean, if I'm in
Oh,
these like natural cave, I was try to see if there's any like any any natural flora that could be a, acquired to make for any potion making.
I will say this. Uh, it's not an ocean; it's a lake, but I can understand why. It's deep, dark, and terrifying.
Yeah, this
Uh,
place is way too deep to be a lake at this point. It's like,
You'd be surprised, but yes, let's continue.
I mean,
That being
technically
said,
speaking,
in the hole that Norlai appears to be swimming towards, yeah, there's a flat enough surface that you should be able to start crafting. Although or at least how exactly will you be crafting? Are you going to be making balms or potions or what?
I'll be probably making potions since that's what I do best.
Okay. Uh, make for me a alchemist supplies check using your charisma with disadvantage because you are doing this underwater. And Momo, what is Vera doing?
Yep. Well, waiting on the results of that nature check.
Oh, that nature check. I'm sorry. That,
Yeah, I thought you did hear that.
I did.
Yeah. You might have just not heard it.
It's a bit of
So
both.
I heard Jonas's nature check. I didn't hear mine.
Well, it's a combination of yours and Jonas's.
Jonas was specifically focused on the, if there's any animals or anything new. Well, she was looking at if there's anything that appear to be naturally occurring, any caves that appear to be naturally occurring or created by the Kraken, possibly.
I might use my one free reroll because I don't like that roll.
Understood.
Okay.
Just to summarize it, Vera, for you, Momo. The answer is both. Naturally, it's naturally occurring and created by the Kraken. Though I will say, for the sake of clarity, it appears most of the holes appear to be made by the Kraken in some way, shape, or form.
Okay, but nothing like construction with tools or anything.
No. Very raw. Like, you see on some areas, just gashes in the wall, probably from its beak or spikes it has on its body. Probably, I mean, big creatures have spikes in their bodies. A lot of them do. Just look at dragons.
Yeah, I decided to use my one free reroll because I didn't like the on my roll.
Alright, so Momo, as Norlai is looking around for any clues as to where the cephalopodic kraken went, and Jonas is attempting to craft some potions, what would Vera like to do?
Well, I just realized that I don't actually know when to start being a distraction.
Well, you're an orb of light essentially. All you have to do is just stand in the center of like the apex of this little pocket of caverns is.
Yes, but I can be more of a distraction.
Well,
Like shooting at the walls?
I was going to say straight up. Just shoot a bolt of lightning from Wrath straight up into the not straight up into the air, but you know what I mean.
Straight up, okay. Are you going to be gambling it and effectively choosing to fail, or?
Why would I do that?
I don't know.
It questions DM has to ask.
It's something I have to ask, just in case.
Yeah.
Intention and action can be two different things at times. And you could keep watch over your allies while they're doing their thing.
Yeah, you could essentially stay up in the center as we're kind of like at the bottom trying to figure out where exactly this thing might be, which tunnel it might have gone down.
Yeah, but if I can see them, then that means that my light is reaching them, which is no bueno.
Actually, yeah, how far does your light reach? That's a good question.
I think it's like 30 feet.
You might want to pop up might want to double check just to make sure. Because I'm like, that... Huh. Something that provides you a light source is like 3 feet, that's...
I said 30.
Oh, okay. It cut out, all I heard was 3.
Okay, well, finally, what will Vera be doing?
I can't, well, I can't see my allies, so I can't really keep watch over them. All I can do is keep watch for what's coming into them from my direction. So like I said, I'm just going to shoot Wrath up into the quote-unquote sky.
And make as much noise. Yeah, make as much noise as possible.
Yeah.
Alright. You aim towards the towards the surface.
But I make sure to try not to hit any of the sea life.
Yeah. Yeah, so as you sort of aim upwards, it's very weird, swimming and shooting underwater. Fortunately, I mean, you don't have to worry too much about ear protection here, as the... how do I put it this? You might... so, an air pocket forms around the end of the barrel where the bullet would be expelled, and around your cylinder. And somewhat around your cylinder, like a collection of bubbles, if you would. And around your gun, it feels as heat builds up slightly, as you finally pull the trigger, shot just goes off, and off, and off. It's just going. Maybe the fact that it's magical, it may go on a little bit longer than a normal bullet would. That is until...
Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. That is until you feel a little tap on the top of your head.
I look up. I presume I was already looking up, like maybe behind me, I guess.
You look behind you, and falling into view, you see the bullet. Doesn't appear to be damaged in any way. Spent. The bullet itself spent. The sort of interesting thing is that with the pressure, you swear the bullet's smaller than when it was, from what it was initially. It was a bit bigger than that, basically pinky nail size. Like, at the very least, for you, it would have been more like ring or middle finger size in width. 308, and now it's, well, basically been converted into a 9mm.
I'm going to examine it to see what might have happened to it.
Alright. Nature. Meanwhile, Jonas.
Yes.
Fuck me sideways, that's a 24. Well, I have to follow my own rules. I'll say, first and foremost, curse you. Second, I'll say you succeeded in making one common potion, or one potion of your choice. But only the one.
Can you not think of any potions off the top of your head?
Well, not beyond the base because
Yeah.
I've always, again, I'm still new, so.
Okay. I'm trying to think of.
What would you recommend is something that would be helpful in this situation? Like,
From the materials you have, of course.
I'm looking at the possible options, what you could do, and I don't know what materials do that, but you know.
well, only recently started out, so I only have a few amount of a few materials.
All right.
I still have the gorilla octopus meat from way back when I started. I have superior supplies of healing, and I got spider silk bandages.
Yeah. Maybe it'd be best to help out Dragon and see what's in his list of like ingredients and tell him what he can actually make.
Of course.
Because like giving him like, oh, you can make any potions within a exception, it's like you might be better off.
I mean, ideally, maybe something potent, but nothing too expensive. So maybe just a greater healing potion. Your choice of whether or not you think it would be best to use a chunk of gorilla octopus meat to change its effect.
Shall I?
I mean, I already have four, so I might just make a. I think for now, just do regular a greater potion of healing then.
All right. All right. You do so. Make a regular greater potion of healing. So, or crafting a potion underwater. Now you can. I mean, if you had that on a bucket list somewhere, well, you can certainly cross it off now, as you sort of, well, not sort of. You basically make a greater potion of healing underwater. It's probably gonna taste really weird and funky, but by all means, it should function as a normal potion, greater healing potion.
All right, then. In that case, after doing that, I want to make an Arcana check just to see if any of the cave forms might have any det- have any like hints of possible magic in the air.
All right, Arcana check. And
All
in the
right.
meantime, as you're doing that, Norlai, Alex, Alex, you're muted. Oh, he might be busy. Okay, it's fine.
Hmm. I feel like the more I play this, the more I have to like pay a lot more attention to into like what I buy and what I could scavenge because I feel like it like with a like since I can't be reminded about ingredients, I feel like I'm missing out on certain things because I haven't been grabbing exactly what would make potion making in great.
Well, I can understand that because it's like one of those things of like, Auntie, like maybe should give you a list of key ingredients to be able to make certain potions because it
I
can be
did.
very specific.
Uh, he should have it, or at least I pinned it in the chat. Yeah, the thing for standard materials uh, of healing, greater, superior, and supreme.
Oh
It's
well,
pinned.
I did buy superior. I have eight stacks of superior materials.
Yeah, but we're talking about like other potions besides just healing. I don't know, like if it's
I
because I don't see
will
the
say
pinned.
this. Yeah. It's in the Thursday pinned.
Oh, that's why I was like, it's
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Things
I
said.
guess I'm talking about like what ingredients do I need to like make potions of different effects? Besides the obvious regenerating.
Yeah,
In fact,
that
I can.
yeah, that's what I more accurately meant. But
Hmm.
we'll discuss that maybe like after session, or
Yeah, let's.
Auntie
Yeah,
could find something, or we could
yeah.
find something
Anyways,
later.
I have 20 on my Arcana check.
All right. And in that case, we'll get back to you, Alex.
It
What, Norlai, as you're looking around for any sign of that the Kraken was here, you end up walking in circles. And then you realize you're literally walking in circles. As you sort of use a bit of your foot to and drag it across the ground along the path, or along where you're looking, a 50 foot, or not 50, a 20-foot wide dome, or revert, or not dome, like a decline dome, almost perfectly smooth, underneath some plant life and moss, and plant life such as moss and some other nesting fishes. It's been here, and judging by how the fact that the plants haven't, gotten, hasn't got dug their roots into it, probably say it's been about only a few days. As you look around, there's definitely a lot of fresh patches up ahead.
Alright. I'll check the freshest one and see if that's where the Kraken is still being sullied.
I that was the freshest one. It's like more near outside the cave in the pit, or the hole in the pit.
Okay, you know what I mean.
Yeah. Okay.
Like
Right.
heading towards the thing.
Okay. Without your allies?
Um, I mean, I would signal them, but if they can't see me, it's like,
You,
and I don't know where they are.
you can look around for them.
I
I would say at the very least, you know where Vera is, because you heard a gunshot, and then you didn't hear much of anything after that, which may or may not be a good thing.
yeah, and I'm trying to remember if we ever got stones of sending at one point or communication.
I'm starting to realize I probably should have taken telepathy instead of telekinesis
Yeah, those are the
when
ones.
Well, telepathy, I'll just outright tell you, it's really useful regardless.
Yeah,
Telekinesis is great. Telepathy is also great. They're both good. I would choose telekinesis. So.
fair enough. Yeah.
Sorry, Alex, you were saying?
did we ever get stones ascending at any point? Because I don't remember if we noted. I can't remember if we did because like I don't see it in my notes, but I could have sworn we talked about it.
I'll say, for the sake of simplicity, you can't. We'll say you have.
Okay.
Basically, eh, each of a modified set of 4 stones of sending that are made to interact with all of them, basically like a group chat, if you would.
Yeah, so I'd have informed them through the stone that where I currently am and where the thing might be. So and
Meanwhile,
yeah,
okay, as you're while you were looking around, Vera, as you look,
Yes?
and compare and contrast the spent bullet with one of your own cartridges that's already loaded with one, you notice some very specific similarities. One moment, sorry, dog.
I yeah, admittedly, splitting the party like this feels like
For one,
Hmm.
it looks like it was the pressure came from all sides. Normally, when something like steel or aluminium or copper is crushed, depending on the temperature, they're not just crushed. In some cases, they are just shattered. Again, it depends on the type of metal. It is, yeah, just natural pressurization, nothing supernatural about it.
so the normal.
Before that roll.
Yeah, that was.
Okay.
I don't know if that was like in either forever when you originally rolled or what. Alright.
I actually thought front one.
Okay.
Although that's a damn good roll. Look at that.
Okay.
Oh, 69. Nice.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, Alex, you were saying?
I was about to say informing the group because like I want to make sure we don't kill too much time. We can actually do more than just explore.
What do you
Yeah.
specifically say through the
Okay, sake of brevity, I eventually informed them of where I might think the Kraken might be, or the creature. The creature we're looking for, or the
where to meet up with you?
yeah.
Okay. All right. Meanwhile, Jonas, as you look around, you come to what appears to be a small, like, uh, a small, sort of a pit or pitting alongside the wall. Uh, Feeling around it, you notice that it very easily cracks open, and inside you see what appears to be a very shiny and very glowy chunk of coral.
Hmm.
It's as you take a as you do you touch it or
Um.
My question: do you even know what this coral is?
Uh. If it if it's something that you know that I don't, probably not. So I might, just for convenience sake, I might just use a detect magic just to see what it is.
ritual cast it or just action cast it?
Uh. I
Ritual
say.
takes ritual takes an hour. Just
No, 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 not for detect magic. I think that's 10 minutes.
no, ritual casting takes an hour to cast.
No,
I think, or
no, that's 10 minutes.
it,
I'm
it's
gonna
been a
look it
while.
up just to be
Yeah,
safe.
yeah, it's been a while since
Okay.
I've looked at ritual casting.
It's duration, cast. I guess I'm assuming the C is for casting.
Concentration.
Concentration, 10 minutes.
Okay, 10 minutes. So yeah, if it's I know the rules for concentration are that the maximum or the minimum is 10 minutes, unless the casting time takes longer. But yeah, I will say this with your nature check, you know that this could be used for a particularly potent. How do I put this? No, 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 that's not what I'm thinking of. No. So, no, that's not it. It's no. Here we are. So you find what this coral could very easily be used to make a potion of aqua's form. granted, you would need a few more materials, but you could just use one of your supplies of healing and make that instead. I'll say up to greater.
What does this potion do? Because it sounds homebrew. Oh no, never mind. I found it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what'd you say? A potion of Aqueous form?
How
Aqueous.
I'm trying to grab it so I can.
There.
Yeah.
There. In Thursday group chat.
Oh.
This potion, you're transformed into a pool of water. You return to your true form after 10 minutes, or if you are incapacitated or die. You're under the following effects while in this form: liquid movement, 30 feet of swim speed. Also move through other liquids, and you can enter or occupy the space of another creature. You can rise your normal height, and you can even pass through tiny openings. Can also extinguish non-magical flames in any space you enter. Water resilience. You have resistance to non-magical damage. You also have advantage on those three on all physical physical saving throws. And limitations. You can't talk, attack, cast spells, or activate magic items. Any object on your person, or on you, however, is melded into your form, but is unfortunately inaccessible. Though you continue to be affected by anything you're wearing, such as armor.
Basically, you become one of the Wonder Twins.
Essentially.
It sounds like a very situational potion, and if I do make it, but in this, since we're in the deep underwater, it could be useful.
Nah.
I would say you would also count as invisible, since you're turning to a pool of water.
Yeah.
You can maintain your form, but yeah.
Yeah, it'd be good for self, but nothing else. Because if the Kraken realizes what you are, you're kind of boned.
Yeah. Or if you just need to make sure somebody escapes quickly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is specifically situational.
It's situational, but could be effective for escaping. So
Yeah.
you know, I'll take the coral, and I'll take the glowing coral in the meantime. Is it like I have a specific name, or is it just called like a? Is it like
Glowing
a?
golden coral.
Could you repeat that?
You might want to spell it. You might want to just copy it and just put it into text chat. Makes things easier.
There.
Alright. So, I'm guessing after he's found that, he's been informed about what I've found.
Yes.
Okay.
Eventually, you do all meet up at the one location at the very big inverse dome. Guess, yeah, inverse dome along the ground. And I take it you all continue forward.
Yep, being stealthy as we were.
Alright. Stealth checks again.
Oh, another set of stealth checks. Oh.
Yes.
Huh. Natural 20.
Please tell me I have advantage.
No.
I mean, you have one free reroll, right?
Yeah, I know. I'm just like. It's like.
You have to use it for this.
What? You cut out.
Or you wish you didn't have to use it for this.
Yeah, because I was like, it's a 23 on the other side.
I think, I mean, I could use my, I think, what was it, font of inspiration, where I could help add to your roll.
Yeah. Inspiration that I can add to roll checks if you want to do that, but I'm just gonna re-roll because the 7 is gonna get me easily spotted if this thing's directly in the cave. Okay, better.
Okay, multiply 20. And Vera does not roll a stealth check because she's glowing.
Yeah,
Because of glow stick.
yeah. If anything's just like it's either she's leading and we're trying to stay behind, or
Yeah.
yeah.
You continue
No, wait.
forwards. Oh, sorry.
Sorry, I think it was bardic versatility that was. And I'm just gonna keep quiet and just try to keep looking until I find out what's the correct one because I'm having a hard time remembering.
Yeah,
That's fine. Again, it's a marathon, not a race.
yeah.
Now let's see here. You continue onwards. The pits becoming more and more common. The more and more pits you see, the less plant life and creatures you see along the walls and ceiling, as well as the floor of this cave. Following through with the directions using your minor illusioned map, you make your way to a sort of fork in the road, though they ultimately meet at the same location. According to your map, the left is a lot longer, has a lot more creatures inside residing inside, and a lot safer, since it looks like the Kraken doesn't go through there. However, the other side, while shorter, is far more exposed and with less creatures.
What's going on now? Like is it a part? Yeah. Okay.
One
So
side plant life and creatures, other side completely barren. The part with with plant life and animal life takes a lot longer to traverse through. The barren area is much faster.
okay.
Barren.
So it's versus of like whether we take the long route and see if we find something useful, or would we take the short route. And at this point, we can easily come back here later. Just mark this down, because like at this point, we're here to get the Kraken out of here.
Yeah, and if you end up having to stay the night, I mean, you don't want to, but if it happens, it happens.
Yeah.
You'll at least have a place that should offer some good protection.
Yeah. Imagine having to sleep underwater in water.
I don't imagine that being very comfortable.
Right now, that's nice.
Yeah, that's the reason why we went down in the morning, not fucking night.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, taking the shorter path because like if it looks like it just leads up to the same location, we'll just take the shorter one.
Okay. Is that agreed upon by everyone?
I was kind of more interested in like the longer path, but I mean,
like I said, we could come back later.
I mean, me too.
Okay, it's one of those things we can easily come back later after we're done dealing with the Kraken, when it's a lot more safe. Guys,
okay, hey.
It is the obvious opinion of like if we kill too much time, we're gonna this thing's gonna probably.
Can you listen to me for a second, please?
Sorry, I was just trying to finish my sentence.
I was going to suggest that the path with all the foliage and such could provide good hiding spots and better cover from being detected, even with the light.
It is true.
So it might be the safer route.
Okay. It's okay. Looking at the map, like the longer path, how long would that take to get around compared to the short one?
How about half an hour? Whereas the shorter one will take you 20 minutes.
Yeah. Here's
Just like a difference of 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Here's the slight problem I see. we're still carrying those hooks with chains. It would take them. It would take a much more effort to drag the thing out if we end up going through the longer path.
I'm disrupting a lot more wildlife. I think I can see your point there.
Yeah, that's also the other reason why I wanted to go to the short path, because it's just like it's not disturbing wildlife, and we wouldn't have the men fucking killing themselves to drag them through a longer path. Like, I understand that like the longer path might be better coverage. It's just
I was a little confused because I thought these two paths led to the same destination.
They do lead to the same destination.
yeah, and that's
So we can take the covered path in and then take the barren path out with the Kraken.
no, okay. We're still carrying the chain that's connected to a rope. It ain't gonna like magically disconnect and reconnect when we,
We'll stop around there if you were to take that route.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get across. Like, we're carrying a train through a path. We take it through the long path. They're gonna have to drag it out longer, and not to mention through wildlife and foliage that is underneath water. Like, it would be more strain on them. It'd be longer, and there's more chance that the chain will break. So that's so I think the shorter path would be better. Like, even though it's just not as much cover, it's like it's better in the long run.
All right. Okay. So, right, is everyone going to the right path?
Yeah. I mean, the other option is you can have me hold all for a change while you the rest of the party goes down the freaking long path. If you're really that advantageous, go down the long one.
I mean, you could just nail them onto the wall.
Yeah, and that's the other problem. I don't want to counter this thing and then have to swim all the way back just to get the chain.
Understood.
Yeah.
Or again, I could take the long path best if you could take the short path, since again, I'm flowing, so I can't really. So you guys can't really stealth with me here.
You're also holding it onto a chain, so are you okay with handing one over to one of your party members? Just so that way he doesn't snag.
I mean, that makes sense, since the chain grant me any particular benefits.
Well, if she's handing, if Vieira's planning to hand the chains over to us, it has to be with Norlai, because I don't have a lot of strength.
Yeah, it's either me or
I mean, we could also just you could also just give it to
Gallifrey. Yeah.
Gallifrey.
Yeah, my brain was farting out. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
me or
Yeah,
Gallifrey.
Just the Gallifrey.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's there in the background too, and he just doesn't feel like talking today. He just had
Yeah.
a bad night's rest.
Okay, so yeah, I don't like the idea of splitting the party, but if that's what you want to do, and hopefully it doesn't kill too much time, or you end up hunting the Kraken before we do, because it has to be down the long path. We're gonna.
Okay.
Yeah, well, okay. Oh, I mean, okay. I can finish the party. I'm just worried about. I guess with the chain, it's kind of hard to sneak around anyway. So.
So, right.
Okay, guys, but if we stick together, I'll take front. Wait.
Okay. All right then. All right. Well, our party's going to the right path. Is my understanding? Yes.
The right path, the desolate one, yeah, the shorter one.
Yeah, got it. Just need to confirm that. All right. Roll for me a perception check.
All right.
Each of you, that is to say.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but sorry. I mean, it just said we'd take so long discussing all this. Kind of was like losing track of. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's
Good.
All right, perception, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
Or exploration. So.
Yeah, well, it's exploration plus keeping an eye out for this king.
Wow, poorly.
All right.
Hmm. If I had a little bit more perception, in my role wouldn't the same as yours.
It's just how the die rolled.
Yeah.
Regardless, as you traverse through, it's well, these particular the walls are excluding uh, the heading or the declines or yeah the declines in the wall and some parts of the wall. You do eventually manage to go through. Uh, like before I mentioned, like as I mentioned before, this one definitely seems a lot more barren, but not entirely devoid of life. Norlai and jo- Norlai, Jonas, and Vera. The three of you see as you're swimming along these very small fish with these very big glowing eyes. They almost resemble like trout. They're about no bigger than a. They're no tall. They're no wider than a let's say a U.S. penny, and they're no thinner than a. Uh, I guess no. I guess a Monopoly D6 or yeah, a die basically.
Yeah. So the
Very
pretty
yeah
yeah, we're talking about like mini fish or baby fish.
yeah or not quite. Some of them
Can
are
I try to
slightly
ident-
longer than the others.
Can I try to identify them?
I will say the first thing well, first thing you notice is that they sort of, as they sort of pass by you, they sort of rub their mouth against like cracks in your armor, as if trying to reach at something. So make for me a nature or insight check for each of you.
Let's see, nature or insight. My insight's better, and I'm proficient in insight.
Nature's better.
34.
Hang start chain.
Man, 19's back to back on the die, man.
Actually, 13. Not a good roll.
Yeah. Vera.
Actually, you know what?
Oh, yeah.
Never mind. Jonas got a good roll, so never mind.
Yeah. Vera, looking at it, doesn't. I mean, and they don't appear to be going anywhere too close to you, and they're generally minding their own business. They're fine. Jonas, you're the first thing as you sort of see these is let me think. Is uh, the first thing that comes to mind are shark and remora fish.
Remora. That.
Remoras. They are
They're
essentially
like algae eaters, right?
kind of
They're Pokemon that evolve into October, right?
Uh,
Yeah.
they feed
Oh
off
yeah. The sucker fish. Oh right.
they feed off scraps of food. In this case, the shark, of course, does its shark thing. But the remora actually eat the scraps of food from the shark's mouth, as well as plaque and other such things, and keeps it alive. The shark does not eat it in exchange for it cleaning it,
yeah,
and it receives food in kind.
yeah.
You get a feeling it might be the same sort of symbiotic relationship with, well, whatever normally goes through here.
Hmm.
Certainly something interesting to keep in mind. Norlay, as you look at the fish, you don't see you don't sense any like desire to harm you or anything. It looks more like they're hungry and sort of pecking around you for food, for bits of loose food and stuff.
I'll let's see.
most are ticklish.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm like, if like I have a ration that's like probably like what probably like they're used to eating like scraps of like fish meat, good fish ration in there, just freaking
You just take one out and throw it towards them.
literally pass it to their faces as they're like trying to look for food. It's like there you go.
Okay, make for me a animal handling.
Here I go, and I'll handle it, making friends with all sorts of sea critters.
29.
Friend.
I regret to inform you that, well, you succeed. But as you take out the ration and sort of try to, wave it in front of them, you see that most of them just and completely cover up your hand and the food itself, almost to the point of you not being able to see it. As before you manage to pull before you as you pull out your hand, try to shake them off. You notice the fish is gone. The meat is gone. The bit of ration is gone.
Damn.
It's fucking piranha.
Well, literally the world's most proficient cleaners.
I mean, and with your insight, I'll say with that discovery, you can probably easily tell they're used to eating a lot of junk off of the kraken.
Yeah.
So let's say it's more about they're used to eating large quantities, like what normal I was holding was saying more the quality
Yeah,
compared to what they eat off the Kraken is
it's
probably like gourmet to them.
yeah, it's more quantity than quality.
Yeah.
Well, in that case, I'm definitely not gonna pull any of my rations out underwater.
I'll
What?
just outright say, Norlai, you cannot tell because you haven't seen them feed off of a kraken's, hide after a hunt. You don't know whether or not they were eating it quickly because it's really good food compared to what they usually have,
Or if they're just really hungry.
or yeah, or if it's just instinct at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that cute bit off to the side, you continue on and eventually reach the end of it after 20 minutes. The fishes that were once following you slowly and eventually just stop following you and return back to their little pitted holes in the walls, floor, and ceiling, as if awaiting for their big boss to, for their next meal, so to speak. All right, and you continue forward. And as you do, you see above you for just a moment, or as I take it, as you would stop and notice a a hole in the ceiling, and it looks
Oh,
like there's no. How do I put this? There's no water there.
An air pocket.
An air pocket, if you would.
Yeah. Alright. If it looks like the trail of suction cups is going up there, I guess that's where the Kraken might be
It
nesting.
does not, but this is something to keep note of,
Okay.
just for future reference.
uh, do we go inspect it now just to see if it's worth worth checking out, or do we just keep going forward?
It,
Well,
it is if it's close enough by, yeah, then it's like if we're still getting nowhere near where the Kraken is.
Yeah, I'd say it's close enough. I'd say as from the last site that the Triton was, the scout had, was last reported. Uh, I mean, it's a safe ways away.
Yeah,
It
so
is relatively close.
yeah, so we'll quickly check to see if there's anything if it is just an air pocket or if it looks like to be a maybe a stash of something. Because if it's like it might be like leave to a cavern or something like a cave system.
It appears to be a bit of both, a bit of all of those. As you breach the surface and take a look around, first thing you notice is a derelict campsite. Definitely makeshift. Some dry wood, weirdly enough, but then again, bags of holding. Probably from the scout. Have you probably have reason to believe. Yeah, sort of waiting spot or sort of campsite for them.
Hmm.
Around you do see almost wall to wall semi bioluminescent fungus, and you can very easily breathe here. I'll say with, if you'd like, you could make a nature check.
Yeah.
I'll make a nature check.
Let's see.
21.
14.
As well.
Yeah.
I'm really glad I put points into nature.
Yeah.
26.
Norlai, first and foremost. As you sort of look around and you take a deep inhale with your nose, you swear you smell. Oh god, that's moss. It's very faint, but it's stinky.
Yeah.
Here, somebody let it rip. Jonas and Vera, both of you can tell this fungus or not fungus, moss and fungus appear to be producing breathable air at a rather steady rate. You have reason to believe that it's basically completely habitable if somebody were to set it up shop here.
Yeah. So,
Huh.
uh, just because of like how big does this area look, or like does it look like it goes far? Like,
It's sort of like a little bulb. Uh, like the pocket is there, and then you see, and sort of at the end, where the direction where you would be going deeper into the cavern, into the underwater caverns, is basically a beach of sand and such with fungus, and bioluminescent moss, wall to wall and ceiling to ceiling.
okay, all right. So, okay, so this might be the campsite of the Trident, but I do want to make a
Like that's
yeah, that's the guess. I want to make a survival check to make sure that it in fact is like who was through this area and
And,
and see like if I can tell anything.
Do you want
and
you? Oh, sorry, dragon.
I was just gonna say, I was just gonna see about making an investigation check to see how old this campsite is.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. Would it be survival or investigation?
Your choice of either survival or investigation.
Okay, because I'm better at survival.
I have both equally shit at those, so I'll just do investigation.
13.
Jonas,
Yeah.
as you look around, first thing you see, a badge for the Seven Nobles Guild. Except this one appears to have a black marble. Appears to be made of some sort of solid black marble.
Hey. Uh,
Oh, sorry, continue.
well, I guess I just let the group know about the badge.
All right.
Like say, hey, I found found something.
Yeah.
Norway, as you take a look at this, you sort of hover your hands over, the campfire. Not warm at all. It's been a while, clearly. As you look around, with the bits of food laying around, and as well as some bits of cloth torn up, probably for bandaging. You probably figure four, at least 4 days, if not at most 7 days ago. This was the last used.
Hmm.
Yeah. like you guys just take a moment to take a breach and here.
Yeah, yeah. I think if it turns out it really was just set up by the seven nobles member that was sent down here, then it's not a big deal. And then if nothing else of note in the area, will like after taking a breather, we'll head back down to the path, tracking down where this kraken is.
All right, noted. As you do, Vera. Actually, who you has at the very least 12 passive perception.
I
Uh,
have I have 17 passive wisdom perception.
I have 20.
27.
All right, then you'd all see a snail slowly moving down, or not exactly quite slowly, but sort of moving down the wall, and has been starting to move towards you. It appears to be just a regular giant snail.
Regular
Um,
giants. So a snail's just approaching us, but it's a snail of unusual size.
Yeah, basically, it's about the size of like a horse.
Uh,
I wonder if someone wished for immortality if that snail's coming towards us.
okay.
Snails of unusual size? I don't think they exist.
Okay. Insight to determine sales motive because it looks like it's heading towards us. It's like, what the?
Sure, make a insight with disadvantage because it's a snail.
I just that squint of just like that is like okay, that's a weird.
24.
God.
Okay,
Why'd you say disadvantage? Why couldn't?
it's look. Okay, I'm just gonna post an image of a snail, of a giant snail right here.
Well, it's just like it's
And tell me whether or not it's smiling, frowning, or completely ambivalent.
let's see. Where is it?
Sending. I put it in Thirsty group chat. It's not.
It's not loading. It might be taking a bit. There we
Oh,
go.
there it is.
Oh, there you are.
It looks like it's vibing.
Incorrect. It's in the middle of deadly combat with salt monarch butterflies. I'm kidding. No, it's ambivalent.
Also known as vibing.
Okay, sure.
I was going to say, yeah, like he said, vibing.
God.
Yeah. I'll say this, Jonas, Norlai. You notice, the first thing you think of is dog when you
Oh,
as it moves towards you, as you take a moment to think.
It might have belonged to the Seven Nobles. Yeah.
uh, Norlai, is this a new pet of yours?
No, but if I had to take a guess, maybe it belonged to the Seven Nobles member that was through here.
If can I understand it with my ability to speak with beasts?
Using mousefolk.
Yeah.
Oh
I would
yeah,
say
yeah.
not quite, because it doesn't make a noise. Snails don't scream.
It's not considered a beast then.
It is considered a beast. It just is physically incapable of, screeching or roaring or anything like that, or barking or anything of the sort.
Okay.
I will say,
It'd be like
it's more
fake
like,
body language.
yeah. I guess in this case it'd be more body language. Is the most you'd be able to read. In this case, Vera, you could tell that it's sort of, uh, it's confused but happy. Sort of like a dog that's a domesticated dog that hasn't seen a human in a while, or their master in a while. They don't know who you are. They don't know where you came from. They don't care as long as now there's people here. People are good.
Yeah. So is this a kind of snail that
Dig
can?
down here.
Yeah. Well, that's the question. Is it does it look like a kind of snail that can survive in water, like it could breathe underneath it, or is it like look like a different kind of snail? Because I know there's different subspecies.
you're thinking, yeah. I would say with your passive nature, yeah, or at least from one of you guys, one of you guys can tell. Yeah, it's definitely capable of existing in underwater and living around it. It's probably just breaching to, as you notice, some bits of moss, sort of, and fungus being gone. It probably just came to eat a little bit of shrubbery.
Does it look like it has been injured recently, or at least at all?
No, though I would say with your passive medicine skill, you would tell that it is in almost perfect health. Uh, very healthy, very well taken care of.
Hmm.
About the only thing that is problematic would be that it appears to be a bit lonely, but I mean, it's all up to you guys whether or not you want to decide to pet the snail.
And
Now,
I'm not. I guess I'll pet the snail. I'll be more hesitant since I don't really care much for a slimy touch, but I'll pet it. But actually, you know what? I'll use like telekinetic feature to pet it.
Okay. I'd say as it, comes close enough, it's all right. So Jonas, you can't exactly feel it, but Vera, it's really weird. You're expecting it to be, sort of slimy, but it's more of like it feels more like a really moist and really wet piece of leather. As you sort of rub the top, you probably figure the bottom is where it's most slimy, but yeah,
Hmm.
it appears to bob its eyes back and left and right as it accepts the head rubs or body pat the pets.
Yeah.
That is to say, you don't. That's not to say you don't have like a little bit of sticky moisture on your hand. It's like it's barely anything. You could just easily wipe off onto your pants.
Hmm. Yeah, good. Good thing I use telekinesis, so I don't have to worry about that.
Yeah. All right. If it looks like it just naturally survives in this environment, well,
I will say the first thing you do notice, along its shell, it appears to be reinforced. Not as if something is embedded into the shell itself, but like sort of covering it like a sleeve, and a tag with the icon of the Seven Nobles Guild.
oh, I was right. It did belong to the previous man who had down here.
The name is Zeph. Its name appears to be Zephyr.
Okay. So,
Huh. Weirdly, but how weird how that name is slightly more. I thought would be used. Well, not just like in fiction, but overall, because I've very rarely heard that name until like recent years.
all right. If it belonged to previous sub-mobile skill number, will Lorelai will as essentially try to get it out of here because it's like, oh, it doesn't feel right leaving it down here.
All right. All right. As you do, I'll just say, are you just gonna walk it out of the thing, or are you just gonna tell it, or sort of have Vera tell it to go back to base or what have you?
Yeah, it'd be smarter to have it go back to base. It might take longer, but it because right now we're still dealing with the Kraken. Like, we're probably when the Kraken's being dragged out. If we say happen to pass by it as it's heading back, we'll pick it up on the way back.
Is Vera okay with this?
The other option is have this
yeah,
thing like stuck to our one of our
All right.
backs.
So it moves a bit faster now, as Zephyr's base movement speed and climbing speed is not 10 like a normal giant snail, but in fact a thunderous and blinding 15 feet.
Rolling around at the speed of sound. Got places to go to find my rainbow.
This is all I imagine, and that I just put it.
And that's a lot, but okay.
I mean, it's essentially it's like in Snail. I know they're different families, but essentially it's the same thing.
Sure. That being said, yeah, it does appear to drop something off before it goes. Something that appears to be sort of tucked away near like a little pocket of its shell. What appears to be, I mean, now slime encrusted and encoded, uh, first aid kit.
Oh,
Well, I guess I'll take it after
What,
disinfecting it.
with what appears to be some standard potion of healing, electricity crystal, lightning and charged crystals for some reason, and what appears to be a a shard that is glowing about 60 feet of bright light, 60 feet of dim.
Hmm.
Think the lightning stuff, lightning crystals.
I was about to say, would it be Arcana to identify what kind of crystal this is?
I would say yes, yeah. Arcana. The
Right.
DC for this is low though, so yeah.
Yeah, I might as well do an Arcana check.
Let's see if I can.
Oh, that I
Nah.
that I and this feels insulting.
8 and a 9. Is Vero rolling as well, or
Of course.
okay? As you take a look at it with a 16,
Yeah,
you
I'm
can
gonna
all.
use my.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, never mind.
I mean, it is a
Well,
16. It did say it's a low DC. You probably.
Yeah, DC is 8 for this.
So I just barely make it, even with my natural one.
You are unable to fail this check. It is a very commonly sold item. Usually they're a lot more refined than this, but you get it. You probably get that it's probably homemade or handmade. It appears to be a. Oh, God damn it! Just give me a sec.
If I had to guess, Orb of Light.
No, it appears to be an ever bright. No, never bright. What the fuck am I thinking? It appears to be a sun shard.
Ah.
Though the name is a bit misleading, it does not produce sunlight. It's sort of like the equivalent of a road flare, only it lasts, well, theoretically forever, unless something were to destroy it.
Yeah, so you said 30 feet of bright and then 60 feet of dim? Or is it.
60 feet, 60 feet of, yeah, 60 feet of bright light, and then further beyond that, 60 feet of dim.
Yeah, that might be better than your staff currently. That's a better beacon for a distraction, honestly.
yeah, okay, so it's just a thing that, uh, can I see the stats for it?
I will say it's basically as provided.
Yes.
So it's basically,
Yeah,
so it's
it's.
basically,
Oh, sorry.
so it's basically a flat, so it's basically a bigger flashlight.
Yeah.
Yeah. The thing is, you can actually break this one using an action.
Yeah,
Break
so.
it?
Yeah, if you want to like say like it is a common item to the point where if like you need to kill a light quick, you can destroy it.
Yeah.
Okay. And what were the other things?
Uh, some bandages, a singular greater potion of healing, and a lightning crystal. Or lightning infused crystal.
Uh,
I feel called. I feel like I'm in this picture. I don't like it.
God. All right, so a lightning infused crystal could be useful. So, nor like if I know how it works, I'll grab it. But
Alright, you grab it. I will say, using a prior, Basically, this is the equivalent of just chucking a magical stone, chucking a rock. Basically, 30 or 15 minimum range, uh, 30 maximum range. You roll you make an attack roll using your strength, and upon if it hits a creature, it deals 1d4 plus your strength modifier and damage. That's literally all it does.
Oh, so it
It's
doesn't.
probably like a distraction.
Okay.
Another thing I think it's a bit of a loud popping noise from what you've last read of these. Basically, the equivalent of a noise for like cherry bomb.
All right. So does it do different damage type than? Does it do bludgeoning or does it do lightning? Because
Purely lightning.
okay. Does it count as an improvised weapon for me?
I will say yes, it does.
Cool.
So the damage does scale.
Right. So Vera takes the Everlight crystal, Norlight takes the lightning crystal, and
Oh,
and what
what was lightning crystal? That's the one that I was at. Oh wait, there are two different crystals. Okay.
Yeah. It's two different
I was
crystals.
confused.
and the
So
What
rest
is
of
what?
the rest appear to be a potion of greater healing and a pair of bandages.
Yeah. Those you
Nothing
oh,
can.
special, nothing
oh
magical, just flat out bandages.
Yeah, those are
uh,
yours, Jonas's.
yeah, and I might as well just take the just I'll just like take the case
Yeah.
itself since I have a bag of holding. Just put it in there.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. After cleaning it, of course, but yeah.
Yeah, of course, because doctor always gotta sanitize his equipment.
Okay,
Yeah.
so with all that stuff grabbed, we'll continue heading forward.
All right. You do so. You already see the that snail appears to be along the ceiling and is moving still surprisingly fast. Wow, what a champ!
Push it to the limit.
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, if we manage to get a
Yay.
solid hook into the kraken and that thing's getting dragged out, and we see it on its way, and we're literally gonna be like, all right, here, let's help. But for now, we're just trying to focus on the kraken.
Yes. That being said, you make your way deeper,
Yeah.
and eventually, you find uh, it goes upwards towards another air pocket. The entire cave way goes into an air pocket, which was where he was last, which was where he last placed his report.
Okay. So now, like, so this after this thing it leads to so it's now we're in essentially what is a cave.
Yes, an actual cave.
Okay. All right. We'll
Wait,
have
sorry, I lost track. Did we go back down into the water, or we walking into the surface area now?
essentially the pathway that we were following led up into a cave system. Like it went up into
Oh,
another what looks like to be another air pocket.
ah,
That's
right, good. Sorry.
that's how I understand it, right, Auntie?
That is correct.
Okay. So with that, I'm thinking me and Jonas try to stick close to the wall as Vera walks down to center, holding her beacon of light. Sound good?
Yeah.
Does that mean we need to make an? Sorry.
Well, I can probably take front to tank in case danger comes along.
Yeah. With all right, so I'm guessing another stealth check.
I would say yes.
Bah. There we go.
All right. 22 and a natural 25. Natural 20 for a total 25.
Yeah.
And perception check from Vera, I guess.
Perception check?
Yeah, just so that way. I'm assuming just so that way you don't get like surprised or anything.
23.
Okay. Right?
No, 27, sorry.
Okay,
Yeah.
right. Yeah, that's because yeah.
Yeah, you have advantage.
All right. So Jonas and Norlai, the two of you, again, to the walls. Like you stick to the walls. Like I don't know, like to shit on a fly or fly on shit. I don't know.
Like moss on a rock.
Yes, you stick to it and you apply yourself pretty damn well.
Yeah.
Mira, since you're taking point, you notice immediately a dark coagulated blood stain. This one purple.
Hmm.
Oh dear.
And the blood stain appears to have little droplets that lead deeper into the cave.
Hmm. Can I make a medicine check to see how old the blood is?
Yes, you can.
16.
All right, 16. As you take a knee and take a look at it, you sort of get a little bit, take a closer look and pull out a little magnifying glass out of nowhere. Joking. You take a look at it and you figure it's probably no more than just no more than a few hours old. Wait, no more than a few hours old.
You feel like, oh, that means it's close.
I'll say with your medicine check, uh, it is purple because that is Triton blood.
Ah. Alright. Well, this looks to be the blood of a Triton.
Okay. Did you find out how old it was, or was that not?
Uh, it's so like, is it like actually like just a few hours old, or is it just a few days old?
Literally just a few hours old.
Okay.
A few
It's a
hours
few
old.
hours old, which means we're getting closer.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
Stay
And
vigilant.
as you continue forward after that, you eventually see that the blood trail leads to a cave where you hear. Let's see here. God damn it, come on, stop it. No, stop it, baby. No, bad, bad. No, dude, no, please. Okay, fine.
Puppy needs pat.
Uh,
Where you see three big worms.
Something to elevate those ain't worrying.
Not
So
exactly worms, as you do see they appear to have a beak, each of them, and tentacles around their beak. Any of you can roll a nature check.
Right. I shall roll nature check. 29.
16.
Those are all right. It makes sense a bit actually that Jonas knows what they are, as the rest of you don't really. They're hostile. It definitely looks like, judging by the way they're. Well, I'll explain. As Jonas, you know what these things are? Oh yeah, these are gricks. Their hides can make really protective insulation gloves in a pinch. Their intestines are make even better. Sort of not garrets. What am I thinking of? Thing you tie around your arm before you get it. Your dose with a drug.
The
Tourniquet. A really
yeah,
good
tourniquet.
tourniquet in a pinch. And their beaks, it can be used to boil water.
Huh?
Not a lot of beaks can do that.
A beak
That
specifically
being
just for
said, these
boiling water.
are
Hmm.
yeah. However, these gricks appear to be larger than usual. When some would consider Grick alphas, however, Grick alphas don't work together, which means probably bigger here. As you see, a how do I put this? A metal ball that these Gricks are attacking. Perfectly cylindrical, interlocking little rings. With interlocking little rings.
Hmm.
The question here is that like the pat of like the suction cups that we saw. Does it look like these things made it, or was it something else? Because like we were tracking a Kraken and we encountered Grix instead. I'm like, what?
Yeah,
Confused.
this is along the path as you're sort of scouting as you're traveling around trying to find it.
Okay.
Uh,
Jonas, seeing how you know what these things are, do you know of any strength or weaknesses that these things might have?
Um. And I'm sorry. Um, yes. Um. I
say for
was.
you. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
Do.
Continue.
I was like asking to say like do is there like anything I can tell them of about what they're doing?
Generally, Gricks are very resistant to non-magical weaponry, though supernatural weaponry will cleave right through their defenses. I mean, conventional weaponry, like guns, swords, axes, or hammers, or spears. God bless the
So
spear.
so supernatural weaponry. You
Or
can.
magical weaponry. Yeah.
Yeah. So if those as long as we have something that's enchanted or we should be able to harm them.
The thing. Okay, so the other question here is the thing that they are attacking. You said that there was a blood trail. I want to see if the blood trail leads up to that dome that they're attacking. That's
But literally a steel ball.
yeah, the steel ball. Because if the blood trail leads up to that and stops, something tells me that's the Triton.
Somehow, but yes. I will say make a survival or insight check.
They're both the same. Let's try survival.
These things, judging by the blood trail, how fresh it is, and how aggressive these Gricks are behaving, they're usually quite well. I mean, they look cute-ish in a weird way, but probably like just scavengers like those fish. They're probably very agitated. They probably want to eat whatever's inside, as you definitely see as some sort of try to snap into the sphere, as if and trying to and latching onto a bit of the ring, unable to crack the surface, using its suction cups, lips and or suction cup tendrils to sort of bring it in as it sort of smashes its beak against it. Not violently, to the point where the beak would break, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. All right. So
That's what they look like.
yeah, I was about to mention how far away are they?
From where you are, about a good 60 feet. You can certainly tell that they haven't noticed you,
All right.
and if they did, they don't seem to care.
Hmm.
So my thought is, if one of us can get their attention away from them, one of us can get in there, get to the Triton, get him healed up, and either get him healed up enough to where he can combat these things with our help, or healed up enough where we can move him and deal with these things.
Hmm. Well, I mean, we've been always already planning to use Vera as distraction. Why not make make use of that's distraction now?
Yeah. Did were you not here for what we discovered here?
I don't. I'm gonna be honest. I forgot to take my focus medication today.
Understandable. It's all right. Basically, a big worm thing. You see a big worm. Three big worm things appear to be attacking a sphere made of metal rings.
Yeah, the blood trail seems to lead up to it, and we think that's the trident somehow in that sphere object.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, so my thought is, it's like seeing how you're already paying the part of distraction that you get their full attention. We can get to the trident and heal him up, and he either can combat with us, depending on how much we heal him, or we can get him to at least safety while we deal with these things. Like
Yeah.
all
So
right.
basically, also of this kind of like I see all you do is
Yeah, essentially distract
Sounds
him.
like a plan.
Yeah, essentially distract him long enough so we can heal up the trident.
Bye, buddy.
Okay. All right, so me and Jonas will get a little bit closer so we can get within. So at the very least, we can get in within distance. I know Jonas, you have ranged healing, so, but at the very least, I
I
can.
have range healing. I have telekinesis, so in case in case I need to pull him close without attracting them with my scent, and just about whatever type of medicine you need to get the job done.
Yeah, I just want to be able to get close enough to where I can get within grabbing distance of the sphere, and that's at least 40 feet.
All right. All right. Then in that case, I think that is a good place to end it. As next
Uh,
session, well, first make a stealth check for each of you.
Another one.
Yeah, I mean you're now approaching creatures and you're trying to actively avoid attracting their attention, whereas you're trying to be sneaky in general.
all right, stealth check.
An 18.
18. And it, I think I'm gonna use a roll of bardic inspiration to add to that stealth check of Norlies.
Yeah, I guess I kind of need it because I had a natural 20 earlier. It's like it can cut me some slack.
All right, so it
Normal,
was like roll 1d8.
Yeah,
or is it a D8 for you? Let me check for Bard.
D10 at level 10, I think.
I thought d10 is not till level 15.
No, 13. Which you do have. It's a or no, that's Song of Rest. Okay, Bardic Inspiration is a D10 at 10th level.
yeah.
And at 15th level it becomes a D12.
All right, so just roll 1d10. All right, here we go.
Oh, you roll it.
6.
Okay.
6. Yeah. Hey, that's not bad. It's an improvement. It's in the double digits now. All right, and I take it Vera's not sneaking.
Not in front of Mother.
Okay. As you get closer, Vera, one of them turns to face you, and let's sort of. With that, we end the session there. You can go ahead and end the recording.
Okay.